Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. It is the Daily Dish. And hello, y'all. You're probably going, well, where are you and what are you doing here? Hello, Trisha. Hello, Doris. I am at my daughter's house. And I've been playing with her since yesterday afternoon. We've been having a good time because, sometimes we just do that. Hello, Butterfly. It's so good to see you. Lizzie, you too. Who was here last night, by the way? I know Lizzie was there last night. I know Doris was. Deborah, hello. Good to have you here. We signed our commitment contracts last night. My goodness, Simone. Good to see you. And Maria. And there's Sandy. Hello, pinkies up. So from Brazil, let me just tell you, Jackie Sue, hello. My mixed partner for mixed doubles on Saturday is a guy from Brazil. And we played some wicked mean pickleball yesterday, meaning in a good way. So I'm really pretty excited. Just letting you know he's Brazilian and good friends of ours. He and his wife are good friends of ours. So that's super fun. And I just had to say that because it's been a minute since I've seen you, Simone. So I'm glad you're here. But today we're going to really, we're going to get into some stuff. All of this stuff relates back to stuff that we were talking about last night. If you were with us for the commitment signing, wasn't that fun that we did that? Hello, Alice. And we do these things. We do these things because we need to become aware and notice things that aren't exactly working for us anymore. Hello, Sue. I'm so glad she signed her contract. We signed contracts last night with ourselves. We oftentimes don't give ourselves enough credit. This is one way that we can. Hello, Denise. Nice to have you here. And Jennifer was there last night too. Glad you're all here. So we're gonna kind of get into the weeds a little bit about this, but first of all, don't forget about the BioOmega-3X sale that we have going on. You can find that at savingdinner.com/show. Remember, you buy 3, you get 1 free. That's a screaming hot deal, especially because most of us have an omega-3 fatty acid deficiency. Could be one of the reasons why maybe you're having a weight loss resistant type of a time. It helps with everything. It helps with everything. Look, there's Lynn. And Sue did her homework. Have you done yours? That's all part of the commitment signing ceremony. I'm talking about today, of course, we started the Hot Melt 30. The Hot Melt 30 is a whole program designed all around all of you, not just one thing. And it helps us so that we have the ability to go into that next level that we so hotly desire of living a vibrant life. And you can find out all about it at savingdinner.com/30. It is not too late. You can join us and you will get your guide immediately emailed to you, okay? So just go take a look at that. And even if you decide, you know what, I do want that Hot Melt 30 kit, I'll get it to you as soon as possible. We'll put it on priority mail and get it out to you immediately. You don't have to have everything perfect before you start. Amen. We just want to do things excellently. My bra straps are showing. That is not excellent. No bra straps. Thank you. Anyway, behind me, by the way, if you could see all those cool dishes and such, I can't point very well. There it is. All of that is Caroline's stuff. My daughter is a recipe developer and food photographer extraordinaire. These are her props. And that's what's behind me. I think it's kind of cool looking thing there. Hi, Jocelyn. She was there last night. Sandy brought her Hot Melt 30. It hasn't shown up in your purchases. I don't know what's up with that, Sandy, but we can take a look at that. Tanya's here in the house. So is our Jocelyn, who, like I said, was here last night. Sandy, if you have an issue and anybody has any issues with anything, always send your emails into support@savingdinner.com. We have multiple eyeballs on that account, and we make sure that everything is always handled as much as possible immediately. So we'll take care of you. That's a promise. Also check your spam filters, because every once in a while, if we send an attachment or whatever, your spam filter goes bonkers and there it is. We've had that happen so many times I can't even count. So that's one thing that we need to be looking at. We also need to be looking at, a week from today, we start our Crush Limiting Beliefs course. Who is in it? We have a lot of people coming. And I will tell you personally, writing this course, I found some stuff that I needed to address. Nobody gets unscathed in this life. We all have things that come up as a limiting belief or an outdated belief that just simply needs to go. All of us. You can find out about this course, and all I'm asking you to do is look at this page. You'll know if it's for you. You will know with everything in your heart. savingdinner.com/no limits. In these courses, it's going to be 6 weeks on a Thursday night, beginning Thursday the 8th. That's next week at 7 p.m. Eastern. We go through the course material. We talk about aha moments. We do hot seats. And we also give you an appointment, a one-on-one with me. That's extra that you don't pay for. By the way, that's a $139 value of a one-on-one with me, so that we can go through all the stuff and make sure that you're taken care of. Sometimes you just need that, that person who is right in front of you. We reflect back for each other. And it's just amazing what happens when you've got somebody who's got their eyeballs on your stuff. And you could choose to use that appointment if you want to, as a nutritional appointment. You can use it for material that you might be struggling in, whatever it is that you want to do. But I'm going to say this. If it's for you, you're going to know. Just go to the page, savingdinner.com/no limits. Our optimistic gratitude journal, all on order. We went through the first batch like that. I can't believe it, but they are on order. And when this batch is gone, that's it. You won't see them again. We might trot them back out in Thanksgiving time, maybe, but check it out. Go to savingdinner.com/grateful. You can order yours, and we will be getting it probably within a week or so. As soon as we get it, we'll put it together. We'll put it out. The other thing that you need to know I have an announcement for you. Remember I told you I've got a juicy announcement for you? We had such incredible feedback from our Memorial Day sale. All we did was offer free shipping. And you would think that we let the barn out, open the barn door, and let all the animals out. It was just like stampede. Everybody was super happy about that. So we made a decision that any order over $300, shipping's on us. We will take care of the shipping. That's new. So if you place an order, just watch your pennies on there and make sure that you get it to where it needs to go. I'll pay for the shipping for you. Okay? I'm a sucker for free shipping too, Andrea. I mean, come on. It adds up and it helps. Every little bit helps. Hi, Linda. So that's the thing I just wanted to tell you about. You'll see it. It's going to be, we'll be sending out an announcement. Of course, we tell you about all the good stuff that we're doing. And I'm very proud that we're doing this, because I really want to support you as best that we can. It's funny. I went through, I did a cost analysis of everything that it costs. Free shipping to Canada, that would be a no, Tanya. We have to do it here. The shipping to Canada is like $75. It's crazy. But we can work something out, okay? And let me just say, if you're in a foreign country, we'll work something out, maybe split the difference or whatever. But, I've got your back. And I love to, me, I like to support you. We do the best that we could possibly do. Our quote of the week is, the scariest moment is always just before you start. And this is such a good quote for this week, because we are getting ready to start. Well, we are starting today. We started with the Hot Melt 30. Now, I'm going to say, if you don't have it yet and you're thinking, I really need to do this, cool, let's start. You can start tomorrow. You can get ready today. You can order it right now and go get it and download it and get all your little ducks in a row. Remember, we're looking at not perfect, we're looking at excellent, and starting is better than not starting at all, right? Tanya, we can work things out. Everything is figure outable. Everything. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that about you. All right. So you've heard about the free shipping. I've told you about all the other stuff. La 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 la. Let's get busy then and talk about what today's subject's about. Because again, it all goes back to what it is that we believe. What it is that we believe. You lost your phone, Patsy? Did you get it back? I hope you got it back. Nothing worse than losing a phone. I'll tell you the time that I lost my phone at the bottom of Lake Wantesca, I watched it go over the side. No getting that. And at that point, we have a depth finder in our little boat. It was 65 feet down. So I'm not going to go out in there and get that. Sorry. Just going to leave it there. Oh, you found it. Good. I'm finding a phone is it's like buried treasure, isn't it? We lose it and then and I always have mine on silence, by the way. I don't like the ringing always shocks me and it doesn't make my adrenals happy. So that's crazy. I want to talk about risk aversion today because we all have ourselves a little risk aversion, don't we? Truly, we do. And that's a behavior trait, by the way, where people prefer to avoid risk and to choose certainty over uncertainty. Uncertainty is anything that we know. And I will say right now that most of us will choose to go with the known, even if it's damaging us, because that's what we know. To change and to switch and to shift and to do something different can put a little bit of anxiety in one's heart. They can. And this is a natural tendency for all of us. And it stems out of our natural desire to stay alive and to secure our survival. I mean, that's how this whole thing works. It's in our DNA. And in order to buck it, we have to be, first of all, noticing that it's even happening in the first place and going, aha, this is what this is. And then we have to get into the nitty gritty of what it is that we can do. Because when we have excessive risk aversion, you know what happens? We will not risk anything and we stay the same. And what is staying the same except staying stagnant, right? We have to be in the place of growing. And if we're avoiding a new experience, a new journey, like the hot melt 30 maybe, and we hesitate about making that decision and we're going, well, what about the outcome? It could be uncertain. I might not do it so well. It could be awful, or you're uncomfortable and you're saying, well, what about my cheese or something like that? These are the things, these are the thoughts that kind of hold us captive and take down an opportunity like the hot melt 30 for something brand new and a possibility into opening up a new life. Ask Tanya about that, by the way. I keep saying that because this is where she started. Hi, Jerry. I'm glad you're here. So if you think that maybe you have some unacknowledged risk aversion, you might want to take a look at what we can do to fix it. Because if you find yourself saying, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then on repeat, you bail out an Irish goodbye or whatever it is that you do, that could be a possibility of risk aversion. It could be a limiting belief that you have about yourself. It could be a really poor belief that you have about yourself that you just can't do these things. It's too hard for you, or, you're not worth it. But I'm going to tell you right now, oh my gosh, my friend, you are so worth it. But we just have to look at some of these things. What is it that we can do in order to make it different, right? Hot Melt 30 is life-changing. Well, we know, Tanya, you did it right before our very eyes. We watched you. You changed before us in our very eyes. Well, the first thing that you can do is look at, what does the science tell us? And I've shared some of these things with you, but it all keeps coming back, doesn't it? Full circle into this notion that we have to expose ourselves to these different opportunities. They actually call it even exposure therapy. That's number one. But if we expose ourselves to these kind of things, then we can see it's not as scary as we think, and that we can get through that. And we don't have to do it in big doses. Like if you're afraid of crowds or going out and doing things or whatever, you don't have to put yourself in a situation where you're, you know, at a football stadium filled with people, but you can go to maybe a shopping mall on a Saturday or some kind of a thing like that. Do you see little tastes? Because when you gradually do this and expose yourself to calculated risk, you can increase your dose as you go, and it'll make you feel differently about things. And that's what exposure therapy is all about. And then there's mindful and cognitive behavior techniques. Now, cognitive behavior techniques is something that psychologists oftentimes use, and they're all based on mindfulness, actions, doing different things that cause you to be cognitive, thinking about your behavior and what it's about. Because here's the thing, we subconsciously have our fears all tucked away. And that is what causes this risk aversion thing. But it doesn't have to be, because these mindfulness techniques will help us to shift it and to change it. We're going to be addressing this a whole lot more in our class starting next Thursday. I'm really super excited about it because it's going to, we can stay present with this stuff. We can start staying present with it. We can challenge these negative beliefs that we have or these negative behaviors, and we can start making decisions based on what it is that we want and not on fear. Because that's what risk aversion is we are making decisions to play it safe and stay away from things that scare us. That's it. And when we understand that it's not as scary as we think it is, and that we can do it in little doses, and that we can do it together with other women who are doing it, and on and on and on, the risk starts to go down smaller and smaller and smaller. And you start to change your mind a little bit. What a cool thing is that? Number 3 is we also start to build self-efficacy. And this is interesting because the research has shown that self-efficacy, or believing in your own abilities, can help to mitigate your risk aversion. Because here's the thing, when we start to connect the dots, you hear me say it all the time, you're here on purpose and for purpose, fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not a biological accident. There's a reason you're here right now, and you're stronger than you think, and dropping all of these little truth bombs on you. This is where you start to connect the dots. This is where you start to see the truth about who you are. And this is where you start to set maybe a small goal, a little idea of maybe I can do this. Yes, I can. Oh, I know I can do this. Of course I can do this. And you start to change your mind a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. There's our Diane. And then you know what happens? Your confidence goes boop, boop, just up a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more. And listen, here's the thing, and here's the secret about confidence. Confidence shows up after you take the risk. It doesn't show up beforehand to take care of you. Your mindset starts to set the table for that confidence, but it's the doing of something, just even a little bit, that will make the confidence show up. And that makes you more comfortable with the taking of the risks. Because I know that there are people right now, and maybe you're here, sitting on the sidelines thinking, too hard, too much, 30 days, I don't know. I just know that's happening. And I just know that we can do something different. And number 4 is to reframe your perspective on failure. Golly, have we talked about this? Because failure is just opportunity in disguise. That's all it is. When we learn from the experience of failure, we can discern what the heck happened here. We can do kind of a post-mortem on it, a little, a little look at what happened here. Without the emotional baggage that goes with it, without the put downs, without all this stuff. We don't need to be crazy about this whole thing. We don't need to set ourselves up to say that we were absolute abject failures and we're never going to make it in life, which is where we start to go when we allow ourselves to run crazy into this stuff. And sadly, that's where our emotional capital goes. I want you to pull it all back and put your emotional capital on what it is that you can do and the strength that you have inside and all the things that I just said that are absolute 100% bona fide truths about who you are. And remember whose you are. Why are you here? Your purpose is to find your purpose. And your purpose will show itself as you go and pursue in hot desire your goals. Because everything starts to fall into place and your reticular activating system will be turned on. You will be like a heat-seeking missile, finding targets every way along the way. And the risks that you thought, they're going to be mitigated. They're going to go down, down, down. And you're going to see that was a limiting belief that has no impact on my life because I haven't allowed it to be. And things shift and things change. And then number 5 is decision-making education. Learn about this. What is it going to take for me to make this kind of a decision? Again, do a little reverse engineering on this and take a look at it. What is the risk? Really, in truth, what is the risk? And understand how to evaluate and mitigate this so that it can become more manageable. Well, what if I just did this? What if I added that? What if I made this work for my schedule? That's when you start to see the magic come about. Because honestly, this is what this is all about. These 30 days can become magical because they build on one another and there's momentum involved. And once that momentum gets going, ask Tanya, ask Patsy, ask, who else is here that I'm thinking of? Sandy is doing it. Flynn, all the people that keep showing up and keep posting and keep doing. Yeah, we've got a lot to celebrate with weight loss and everything, but it's not just that. It's way more. Because once you start to see how you react and how when you buck this risk aversion idea and start doing things anyway, you train your amygdala into calming the heck down, taking a seat, and you train your prefrontal cortex to take over. Because this is where all the thinking is. And it's our brain stems, it's pretty much, that are just sitting there and just fretting and hand-wringing. We don't need that. What we need is to understand our own strength, is to understand really what this is all about, and to understand that we've got what it takes. Every single one of us does. Every single one of us does. The risks are minimal. Nothing. And I will say this to you, and last thing I'm going to say before we say goodbye. Take a look at what it is that you want in your life. Does it include taking care of your heart, mind, your body, and your soul? I'm going to guess that's a yes. If so, it's time. Today is the day that we start. And you know what? It wouldn't be the same without you. So go to savingdinner.com/30. THIRTY. Go get your guide and let's do this together. I'm rooting for you. You know that. Alrighty. That's it. That's all we have. And I so appreciate the fact that you showed up, and thanks for being with me today and this whole week. We've got a lot going on. If you've missed any of the announcements, you can always go to savingdinner.com/announcements and get up to date on what's going on. I don't want you to miss a thing. Right? Pinkies up, Patsy. Pinkies up to all of you. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.